Well, I think if a man has been the speaker, twice governor, now senator, and still 60 years, it means he started early and he has done a lot. And Tambuwal, a lawyer, but I think he made his mark as a speaker when his leadership focused a lot on human rights. He's a leader who has been able to create a pan-Nigerian network of young and middle-aged and also old people who have confidence in his ability to lead. I recall I met him in Imo State during Christmas with his friend Emeke Hedionga. So his ability to relate to all Nigerians give him a leadership quality that is rare. And he's also a pragmatic politician. He understands politics. But beyond that, he also has understanding about policy, what should be done to better life for people. So I would describe him as the reason why many people are coming, not just politicians, but also professionals. In the MBA, he is a life bencher, and he has been able to inspire confidence and retain the commitment and loyalty of senior lawyers who trust him because of his contribution to the profession. So all rounder, he has been a great politician, a great parliamentarian, and now maybe one day a president or vice president, who knows, but he has acquired significant experience, he has built network, and he has proved to be capable of rising to the dynamics of a better Nigeria. People have some issues about him, some people have issues around maybe the way he's alleged to have disrupted PDP, went to APC with Atiku Abubakar. He's not a perfect person. On the whole, he has been a tremendous Nigerian who made many contributions and attained high heights early in his career, his life. In the 2022 PDP primary, I supported him. I was his head of strategy, but I felt he was acceptable across the country. But when P2B came, I saw P2B as better. So it depends on who is running against. He has a credential to be accepted to run for president, at least today's Nigeria. But then who votes for him depends on who is on the ballot. But I would say he's one of the best 10 you could point to from the north who could be president. Maybe younger. Some will say maybe more dynamic. His age is on his side. Maybe fresher, new ideas. But again, Atiku Abubakar has tremendous experience. Atiku Abubakar has tremendous following network. And Atiku Abubakar has proved to be a destabilized Nigeria. He's a Nigerian that people can trust will not victimize other Nigerians, just like Tambuwal. So I don't know whether Tambuwal is better, but I think Tambuwal has strengths that Atiku may not have. Atiku has strengths that Tambuwal do not have. I would say that Tambuwal would be a good vice to P2B. It will match energy for energy. It will create a balance. I think it's a good, if it's not the turn of the South, there's a general thinking that power should go to the South. If it's not that thinking, I think it should be one of the first, Tambuwal should be one of the first on the list because he's young, because he's dynamic, because he has proved he could handle pressure. He has experience at the top level as speaker, as governor. I think he checks most of the list of what president will need now. So for me, if I have to choose for a PDP, maybe a P2B at Tambuwal is also a good match. The P2B, several options, but the point is that Tambuwal can fit into many ballot tickets. It can be top, it can be under, depending on what configuration the party wants to do. But for me, I worked with him briefly. I think he's a good candidate. I think he understands Nigeria. I think he has the capacity to befriend. You see, a Nigerian leader must be open to all Nigerians. He might be a wizard. He might be a genius. He might be honest, but you have to admit that Nigeria is a multi-ethnic, multi-religious, diverse country, and that the primary thing that everybody wants to have justice. And I think Tambuwal will come close to that. We always at the brick all the time and we miss it. So it's not new. Yeah. Look, the moment is right for a change. But the question is, can Nigerians be determined to push more and be wise to say, you know what, let's forget politics of bickering, ethnic, antagonism, and choose that person who can now inaugurate a new era. For me, it's P2B, maybe with a Tambuwal or someone else. But Nigeria is at the brick, but we're always at the brick. I will miss it because when we're at the brick, we don't give it the last push. I think that this country, perhaps, if we miss this time, we might not have, it will be difficult next time. Things are getting worse. And the global policy is bad, A country's future doesn't depend on you alone. It depends on how the world is changing. The world is changing, and the world requires us to be much more dynamic, much more strategic, much more organized, and much more, intentional. But we are not. So my best is that whoever becomes president, let the collective, not just one person, let the leadership collective, whoever, realize that this is time for real change. We have to create a country that doesn't exist to service kleptomania, doesn't exist to service the greed of the elites. What I see in Nigeria is recycling corruption. Let's have a government that first says we're at a difficult time. Let's focus on the Nigerian citizen. Let's do three things. One, prudent with our resources. Two, focus on citizen. Three, build a capacity for future economic growth. What we're learning from America and from Trump is that you have to match two things. You have to match economic strength and military strength. And military strength depends on economic strength. Today, Trump is asking the Congress to approve from $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion for defense. And his argument is that even though America is far superior to any country in the world, they want to be extra superior, because we're entering an age where their military strength may give you economic strength, but you need economic strength to be militarily strong. Nigeria is very poor. Nigeria is almost bankrupt. Nigeria is weak, and in fact, Nigeria can be kicked around. So all this stealing of the small resources we have is pitiable. We need to have leaders who understand that the challenge now is to create a Nigeria that is economically strong, and a Nigeria that is resilient, a Nigeria where the citizens themselves are proud and will protect Nigeria territorial integrity. Look at the way America just slammed us. I mean, they could slam us 100 times, but we don't have a country. We need to recover the country and build a country that's rich, where the citizens are happy and committed to protect the country.